Alrighty then, let's talk about Michigan. Got defeated, got whooped, got stumped. All my people say stumped. My Kirk Franklin voice. I don't think it went out there and it was a shocker. It was not a shocker. It was not a shocker, one bit. I don't think anybody is truly surprised by that. Um, and for the most part, let's keep it real. Texas is number 3 and Michigan was number 9 last week and number 10 this week based off what they did yet last year, based off reputation. And and today Texas just took them with the better team. Michigan didn't get a quarterback out the transfer pool. I'm gonna speak on Sharon Moore probably tomorrow. With him not actually having a head coaching contract, and at the end of the day, he may never get that head coaching contract because this program just looks in disarray without Jim Harbaugh. Okay. Um, didn't get a quarterback. They were slow in recruiting. Um, and War Manual job might be on trouble too, especially when you talk about fumbling with Juwan Howard, some of the things that was alleged about Juwan Howard getting fired, how he was speaking to people and how he was treating people that was trying to coach and help his son or, talking to his son. And in addition to that, then the whole Jim Harbaugh fiasco under his watch. So the athletic director, War Manuel, has been under a lot of heat. People have been calling for his job. And I don't know how you go out there, you get this kid, Jaden Davis, out of North Carolina, I believe the Charlotte area, says he's going to redshirt this year, and then you don't go out there and land a quarterback. Now, somebody was telling me that they had Cam Ward who came in. He was this unheralded, college recruit who had to go to a small college, didn't get any offers, did good Division 2 or FCS, whatever it is, and then he went to Washington State and showed out. And then, he became available. I mean, he had a viral video where he was talking smack to Sanders and all that type of stuff, right? So, about training in the heat and Shador not being able to take the Florida Heat. And he ended up going to Miami. I know he had a visit at Michigan, and maybe it would have been different for him. But quite frankly, Michigan, since they had like Tyree Black, Nico Collins, and those guys, Donovan Peoples-Jones, they haven't really had the skill position guys. How Harbaugh built this team was great defense, great offensive line, great running game. And another person that's getting exposed is Donovan Edwards. He's getting exposed without Blake Corum. He's a glorified scat back who has trouble running between the tackles. He's a guy where you let Aron Dane, who was the Thunder, the Tiki Barbers Lightning, or David Montgomery to Jameer Gibbs Lightning, where they soften it up for him, and then he's the guy that's basically slashes the offense. Donovan Edwards is not an every down back. He's a sprinkle me, mine back in my E40 voice. Ooh, he's not an every down running back, and now I think people starting to see it. They can't revolve their offense around Donovan Edwards like they could with Blake Corum. Davis Warren, he terrible, and they scored at the very, very end, but he just ain't got it. He just loved throwing across his body, and they didn't get a quarterback. Alex Ordry was a lot of talk about him. He can't throw the football. They just don't have the talent, and they just didn't do a good enough job recruiting. Now, you wonder, had Jim Harbaugh stayed, would recruiting been any better, or was this downfall truly coming? But Quinn Ayers, he was at Ohio State for a second. He tore him up. Well, he's like 18 for 25 in the first half, 24 for 36, 246, 3 touchdowns. They necessarily didn't even really attempt to consistently run the ball. Um, uh, you look at it, everybody got a piece. Gunnar Ham, 7 catches, 98 yards, 1 touchdown. Isaiah Bonds, three catches, 51 yards. You know, Matthew Golden, he caught the touchdown before the half after the turnover. 6 catches, 41 yards, touchdown. Houston transfer. Jadon Blue, 6 catches, 37 yards, 1 touchdown. I mean, shit, everybody got a piece. Um, and they just spread it around. And, quite frankly, I mean, Michigan turned it over, and a lost fumble, two interceptions. Colston Loveland was supposed to be their best receiver. He straight up fumbled before the half. Some people didn't think it was a drop. Then they had, the quarterback threw 2 picks. and the defense is put in a messed up position. Had the defense not been as good as they were, was it's funny looking at the score. You look at it, they had one bad quarter, and that's probably where most of the turnovers came at. One bad quarter is what took them out the game. And obviously Texas called off the dogs pretty much in the fourth quarter, but one bad quarter really took them out the game, and that's because of the turnovers. And at some point, Harbaugh is trying to go out there to San Diego or LA and bring that same brand of football. We're gonna run the football and play action and play great defense, which the Chargers should be able to do so, in my opinion. But in Michigan, a quarterback is probably not going to come to Michigan unless they, get a more modern offense. So that becomes an issue. You have to get a more modern offense where somebody can sling the ball around, and do some things and kind of mix in the running game. But as of right now, to come in with Orgy as bad as he is, to lose to a fifth-year senior in Davis Warren, you got a quarterback issue. And a lot of people saying, well, they should put Jaden Davis in. Now, if the agreement with his family was for him to sit a year and that he ain't ready yet, then, for the most part, you got to stand on that business and keep your promise. But then again, he could be gone too if Sharon Moore is gone. And I foresee Sharon Moore not making it through this at all. More the investigation coming, not having a contract, not looking good. One of the reasons that, Harbaugh skirt got up out of here was because guess what? It was simply because this schedule was coming. Texas, USC. I mean, you can go on and on about the schedule that Michigan has forward. This may go down as one of the worst years Michigan has ever had. Um, you know, uh, you know, USC coming up, who had a big win over LSU. You got, Minnesota, Washington, Oregon, you know what I'm saying? And Ohio State, you think that was bad. Ohio State won't call off they won't call off them Buckeye dogs. So yeah, it's gonna get very filthy. He won't make it through. He might make it through the season, but Sharon Moore will be fired. He just looked clueless on the sideline, and they will go out there and more than likely their first search is gonna be a Michigan man as for the head coaching job. We know that's what they're gonna look for. They're not gonna pretty much look too much outside the circle for a quarterback, but they're gonna look for a Michigan man. And we know that they're gonna look for a Michigan man. So and then maybe their search may take them a little bit further and look for something else. Not sure what else they can find out there, but they did get a basketball, and they really don't care about the basketball program, to be honest. But they did go out there and get the coach from FAU, and he done a great job at least recruiting already. So they got to get somebody that's very well versed in the transfer portal and modern offense and all that, and still it's gonna put defense there as well too. And then you got to be able to deal with the Michigan academics as well too. So most years, Texas, Georgia, Michigan in some type of order. Usually Texas being number one are the highest grossing football programs, and Texas ain't been back that long or been good that long either. So that's something else to think about. But nonetheless, yeah, I mean, I seen this ass whooping coming. I think we all did. Everybody like to be optimists and think, oh, they can find a way, they can do it. We knew it was coming. Don't count Michigan out. Sharon Moore looks clueless on the sideline. Y'all know I don't want to do a brother like that, but we got to keep it a bean. He looked clueless on the sideline. Didn't look like he knew what he was doing. They look ill prepared, but it's hard to prepare when Harbaugh left you with really no skill positions. They didn't have any skill positions outside Blake Corum for real, and Donovan Edwards, who really thrived off of Blake Corum. Well, there it was Roman Wilson, Blake Corum, and Donovan Edwards. Outside of that, and they had occasionally a good tight end here and there, but they don't really have the receivers, and they don't really have that to attract the quarterback to come here. That's why they went through Will and Spade. That's why they went with what was the other guy name? They had Jake Rudock, and they went through all these pedestrian quarterbacks because it was more about running the ball, play action, and making that one or two throws. Important throws a game for them to be successful, and that was the difference. So now that you sit here and you look and say, well, they need to modernize a little bit, then you got to go out there and get skill positions, and still have a good offensive line and find you a good running back, and get those receivers to want those quarterbacks to come here, to come here and play for you. So they got to find a way to get the quarterback and to get the receivers that go with the quarterback. And Ohio State seems to have no problem with reloading at those positions. They get the best quarterbacks, and I know the academic standards maybe a little bit different, but they offer online classes. They just do a better job recruiting than Michigan do. Um, I know Michigan is kind of up there, right up under like Northwestern, right up under Notre Dame, but it still isn't an excuse, in my humble opinion, for them not to go out there and have better receivers and have a better plan in place to help Donovan Edwards with a Blake Corum. And and still don't have a quarterback. But I even think they had a really good quarterback. I don't really think, unless he was a dual threat, it wasn't going to matter. They just don't have the receivers out there. So obviously they was outmatched. They'll be outmatched to the Big Ten. Don't be surprised if they don't make a bowl game. Sharon Moore, like I said before, he's a fish out of water. He's a guy that's truth coaching the team. I knew it. Um, Harbaugh was what made this train go, and and at the end of the day, I think people starting to figure that out and find that out. So yeah, they need somebody that's gonna come in and modernize the offense, modernize the program, but still kind of keep the mindset of the trenches, because you're gonna have to be, playing into October, November, get a little bit messy. So gonna need the big uglies up front. But yeah, I knew Michigan was gonna fall off this year. And it's gonna be a big fall off. So at the end of the day, don't be surprised if Ward Manuel job is on the chopping block where he leave, and don't be surprised, in addition to that, if Sharon Morris is out of here or he doesn't even make it through the season. So I don't see him getting this ship together. Just too much turmoil going around the program with the allegations and the lack of what's left. So, thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Congratulations to Texas 31-12, shellacking in Ann Arbor. Maybe if it was in, Austin, it would have been a little bit worse or more, at least a little bit more understandable. But check out the Michigan football reaction playlist, post game reaction playlist. Check out the College Sports Talk playlist. Hit the link tree. Join us tomorrow. We'll be talking about the Lions before and after the game. We'll have a Michigan video about Sharon's more contract situation as well. But hit the link tree. Check me out on Facebook, X, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor. Also, want to support the channel. Roll across your screen and in the link tree, Cash App, $ CJ Good 313, Venmo CJ Good 313, PayPal link in the description, and the link tree. Appreciate the love, support. Peace.